what's going on? Welcome to episode 12 of Collecting 101. Today we're going to talk about the hottest thing on the market right now, football cards. We're going to delve into the history, popular sets, cards, and players you should be collecting, as well as the value of your football cards. So let's start it off today with history. Alright, so let's go back to 1888, and that is when the first football player appeared on a trading card. It was featured inside of an Old Judge or a Gypsy Queen cigarette packaging, and his name was Henry W. Beecher from Yale University. Now, it wasn't until 1894 that the first complete set of football cards were released. Now it's actually called the Mayo's Cut Plug set, and this featured football players from the Ivy League. Now, in 1935, the Chicley Company released their first set of football cards, which was 36 players featuring NFL talent, the likes of Bronco Nagurski and the head football coach of Notre Dame at the time, Knute Rockne, two highly collectible cards on the football market today. Now, it wasn't until after World War II that football cards started really gaining in popularity. And in 1948, the Leaf Candy Company got into the football cards and released their first set, which is the first post-war full-color football set on the market. In 1951, Topps produced their first football cards, now known as the Magic set. Now, they get this name due to the scratch-off or rub-off element on the back of the cards. Now, in 1960, the Fleer Gum and Candy Company started dabbling into the football card business. They did this by releasing their first solely football complete set. Now, the card you're looking for out of there is the Jack Kemp rookie card, which is worth a lot of money. Now, in the 1960s and 70s, football cards started being featured on Post and Kellogg cereal boxes, inside the box and on the outside as well. Now, it wasn't until the late 1980s when the football cards, and really sports cards in general, seen a huge explosion. And multiple companies started trying to hop on board to start producing sports cards. In 1989, Score released their first football set. Now, this features huge Hall of Famers like Barry Sanders, Troy Aikman, Deion Sanders, Derek Thomas, and it's one of the most sought-after football sets on the market today. Due to its growing popularity and the fact that collectors are always out there looking for the next big superstar, many companies have come and gone from the early 90s until 2014. Now, in 2015, Panini signed an exclusive rights with the NFL to be the sole producer of football cards. Now, I personally think it's not a good idea because I always look at competition breeds, better things for everybody. And with no competitions, people can get lazy. Now, I just think that the more other companies that are out there producing cards, the better it is for everybody. Alright guys, that's the history on football cards. From the late 1800s all the way until now, the big explosion in the late 80s to the downturn in the 2000s to the big explosion you're seeing now. The history behind these are so amazing. There's so many great cards out there you guys can get into, and it's really a great community to be a part of. Alright guys, let's delve into popularity. Alright, so today in our popularity section, we're going to talk about the most popular sets, cards, and players you should be out there collecting today. Now, obviously, with so many different players and teams out there in the NFL, I can't touch on everything throughout all the history of the NFL. So if I do miss a few, don't roast me in the comment section. So let's start off today with the most popular sets. Now, the first one I want to talk about is the 1957 Topps football set. This featured over 30 Hall of Fame players. And the rookie cards in this set are just crazy. The likes of Johnny Unitas, Bart Starr, Paul Hornung, Raymond Berry, and Dick Night Train Lane. Now, this was just an amazing set that a lot of collectors are out there looking for. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is the 1969 Topps set. Now, this was the year just before the AFL and the NFL merged together. Now, the rookie cards in this set are from Larry Zonka and Brian Piccoli, who was a huge prospect for the Bears that injuries ended up derailing his career. And there's also a Joe Namath in this set that's quite collectible as well. The next one we're going to talk about is the 1984 USFL set. Now, the USFL was a league from 1983 until the end of 1985. It was a huge competition with the NFL because it featured a lot of amazing players in the league. So this set was really sought after because of these Hall of Fame players that were featured in it. The likes of Steve Young, Jim Kelly, Reggie White, and Herschel Walker. So, this was a great set that people like collecting because of those big names you see right then and there. Now, the next set we're going to talk about is the 1968 Topps set. Now, this was Topps' first set since 1961. And this featured rookie cards from Bob Greasy. It was also a great set for Bears collectors like Dick Butkus and Gale Sayers were featured in the set that are also highly looked after as well. All right, so now let's talk about the 10 most popular cards collectors are out there looking for today. Now, I want to preface this by saying that most of these are from the pre-1990s, but that's a lot of what the collectors are looking for right now. And also, too, I'm not going to explain too much about these cards because these guys are Hall of Famers and their accomplishments really speak for themselves. So let's start off with the 1972 Roger Staubach rookie card. Next up is the 1981 Joe Montana rookie card. And then the 1957 Bart Starr rookie card. And then the 1976 Walter Payton rookie card. And then the 1957 Johnny Unitas rookie card. The 1958 Jim Brown rookie card. And then you got the 2000 Playoff Contenders autographed Tom Brady rookie card, which again we'll talk a lot about in the value section of this video. And then you got the 1935 Bronco Nagurski card that we touched on a little bit in the history section. And then you got the 1989 Score Barry Sanders rookie card, which is his most sought after rookie card. And then the last one we're going to speak of is the 1965 Joe Namath rookie card. Now guys, these are just 10 of the most popular cards out there, but you could literally have a top 100 list because there's so many great cards out there that this could have been a huge list, but I wanted to narrow it down to a top 10 for you that you should definitely be out there looking for. All right, now I just want to touch base on some of the newer cards. Now, I'm going to give you guys the top 5 players I think you should be out there collecting right now. Now, number 5 on our list is a quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson. He brings a different style to the league that I think is taking over. It's going to be the new style of what quarterbacks are in this league too. So I think he's somebody that should be collected. Next up is Justin Herbert. He's a second-year quarterback this coming year. He's going to be a second-year quarterback with the Los Angeles Chargers. That his stuff is very collectible right now, and a lot of money are coming out of the Justin Herbert cards. Next up is Joe Burrow. He was the #1 overall pick out of Louisiana State University, went to Cincinnati Bengals. Again, highly collectible guy, and his stuff is another one that's up pretty high right now. And then the second on the list is Patrick Mahomes. He's pretty popular, obviously. I'm sure you know about him. He's in commercials, just won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs 2 years ago. Probably the best quarterback in the league right now. So, again, he's somebody that his stuff is just going crazy right now. Some of the most expensive stuff, and we'll definitely talk about that in the value section of this video as well. And then the #1 on this list is not a young guy. Tom Brady is still in the NFL, so I can still talk to him, but Tom Brady's stuff is just crazy right now. 7 Super Bowls. Just amazing. I mean, he's doing things in the NFL we've never seen before, and his stuff is unbelievable. I mean, even his rookie cards. He was a 6th-round draft pick, so his rookie cards weren't something that everybody was out there clamoring for. So to come across them, and I even have a few. So if you have a few, they definitely can bring some really good money. So Tom Brady is somebody you should still be collecting. He's still in the NFL, still bringing really good money. So. All right, guys, that's the popularity section of this video. I mean, I want to make sure you guys know that obviously there's a ton more popular players. I mean, that was only a top 5, and so many more cards and sets you could be out there looking for. So just know that as well. All right, guys, let's delve into the value of your football cards. All right, so let's talk about the value of your football cards. Now, you know me, first thing I like to talk about is condition. You want 4 sharp corners, no surface issues, good centering, and no creasing. Now, these are very important to keep the value of your cards at its peak level. Now, after I usually open a card or get a card, I like to put them in a penny sleeve, which I'm showing you here, as well as a top loader to protect the card. Once it's in there, all the handling and stuff you're not doing it on the card, you're doing it on the plastic, and it's going to really protect your card. Now, how to identify the value of your card? First thing you want to do is get the name, the year, the brand, and the little number on the back side of your card, all that information written down. Next thing you want to do is you want to find out, is it a specialty card? Is there an autograph, a piece of memorabilia in the card? Is it an error card, which means did the producer make an error on the card and you actually have it, which again is a very rare card to have, but a good thing to get. And then a variation of the card. Is it a holographic card, or is there something different about it than what the normal card looks like? Once you have all that information, you can go on and get a price guide if you'd like to find your value. Like Beckett has a good price guide I'd recommend. If you're looking for the monetary value, though, go to eBay sold listings and take an average of all the cards that have sold, and then that'll be the monetary value for your card. Now this is going to give you a better understanding of what your card is actually selling for. Now let's talk a little bit about grading. Now I'm going to put up 2 videos here of how to get a card graded that can walk you through step by step what you need to do to get a card graded. Now there's 2 companies I'd recommend, PSA or Beckett. Now once they get your card in the mail, they're going to do exactly what we talked about in the condition section. They're going to look at the corners, the surface, and the centering. And then what they're going to do is they're going to give you back a number on your card. You're going to get it in a thick piece of plastic like I'm showing you here with a number on it. 1 is poor, 10 is mint, and all the numbers in between, all affect the value one way or the other. So once you get it back and you have a number on it, it solidifies that value. Like I tell everybody, when you have an ungraded card, it looks like a large cone. And it goes out like this, and it makes it really hard to determine what your card's worth. But as you get it graded, it goes down to this little bit of value here. So if you know you have a 1989 score Barry Sanders graded at an 8, you know all of those 8s are going to sell for this amount. When they're ungraded, it can be so many options out there. This is really going to solidify what you have, what your card is worth. Now, should you get a card graded? Now, when I hear that question, I always tell everybody, if it's going to cost you $15 to $20 to get it graded, not including shipping. And if your card's worth $100, but if you get it graded and it comes back and you think it's in good condition and it comes back at a 10 and it turns that $100 card into a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 card, definitely get it graded. Now, if you have a card that's worth $5 and you getting it graded, it's going to make it worth $15. Probably not worth the time. Still something you want to hold on to because you never know with sports cards, values always go up and down. But you want to make sure it's worth your time to get it graded because it does cost a little bit of money. But it definitely increases the value of your card, and it can increase the value of your card by thousands of dollars if it grades high enough. So definitely something I want you to keep in mind. Now, after that, if you're looking for just the value of your cards, now you go, Mike, I have 100,000 cards. How do I know what it's worth? Now, you're going to obviously need to know a little bit about the sport you're talking about, but let's keep it with football. You're going to need to know a little bit about football, a little bit about the players. You're going to know who's a star player, who's not a star player. And that's going to help you out as well. So I'm going to try to give you a little understanding of common to star players. Common players are not, your run-of-the-mill players that are just not very good. They're not worth a lot of money. Now, from 1970 till now, your common cards are worth anywhere from a penny to about 25 cents, depending on the player, depending on the brand. They're just not worth a lot, and sometimes that 25 cents is on the high end too. I mean, common cards just aren't worth a lot of money anymore. Now, if you're talking about common cards from pre-1970s back, you're looking at anywhere from $1 to $12 to $15, if not even a little more, depending on if it's a rare set. So I mean, those older cards, any of those older cards are going to hold a lot more value than anything made nowadays that's mass produced. So, but if you're talking about star players, okay, Mike, I got some pretty good players here. If it's a star player, most likely with the newer cards from 1970 until now, the star players are anywhere from $1, anywhere into the hundreds even. I mean, depending on the player and if it's a variation error or, depending on what it is, they can fetch you some really good money. So that's something you definitely would want to hold on to and hold that value for. Now, 1970s earlier, star players that are not rookie cards, I mean, you're looking at, hundreds if not thousands of dollars. I mean, there's a lot of really good cards out there that can make you some really good money. So, your best bet is to be use a reference book, do your research. Like anything with collecting we talk about, you want to make sure you dive into it and do as much research as you can and keep your cards in the best condition as possible. All right, guys, let's talk about the most, best part of this video for me, which is the top 3 most expensive cards that have sold recently. Now, number 3 on the list is the 2000 Playoff Contenders Tom Brady autograph card. Now, this is not the one that just sold. That was the number 1. Now, this one actually sold for, I believe, $550,000. Now, that's just a crazy number. But then it was beat out earlier this year, 2021, by the 2017 Patrick Mahomes memorabilia autograph card from National Treasures that sold for $861,000. And then that was just beaten with our number 1 overall Tom Brady crazy card, 2000 Playoff Contenders autograph rookie card, graded at an 8.5, just sold a couple weeks ago for $2.25 million. That's just a crazy number. But sports cards are nuts right now, guys. The values are skyrocketing, you know, so everything's going up. Even that late 80s, mid 90s stuff is going up. I mean, right now is a great time to either sell collections or to really get into it. I mean, because it's so popular that there's so many, you know, good values out there to get. So definitely something you guys should keep in mind. All right, guys, that's the video on sports cards today. The history is just amazing. And it touched on a lot of popular players and sets I want you to be looking for. And the value, guys, is just crazy right now. It's a skyrocketing market. It's the biggest market going for collectors right now is these sports cards. Football cards is one of them. So, I mean, the values of these are crazy that, you know, you definitely should look into it at worst if you're looking to start maybe collecting football cards. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to like this video, comment below. If you guys looking to sell some football cards, this is my thing. I've been in football cards for over 30 years collecting them. If you're looking to sell some, hey, I'm your guy to call. Or if you just need some questions, Mike, should I get this graded? I need some help on values. Help me out. Email me, message me, comment below. I'm always here to help you guys. I've been dealing with a lot of people through email or over the phone, just trying to get with you guys and help out as much as we possibly can. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below. And then subscribe to the channel. We got another Collecting 101 videos coming out every Tuesday, a bunch of auction videos, and we also have our Antique Revival series starting here soon too. So I want you guys to be on the lookout for that. And next week, our Collecting 101 video is going to be on books, particularly antique books. So that one's going to be interesting to get into as well. So thank you guys all again so much for watching. And when you guys know I talk about collecting, it's always about your memories over money. See you guys later.